it going, everybody? Welcome, Level M Diecast. We do have a pilot episode here. Remember, this is a pilot episode. Brand new segment for you called Who Did It Better? Don't get attached to the intro. That's probably going to change. I'm not a big fan of it. But if you like the intro, please drop a comment. Please let me know. Anyways, who did it better? What are we talking about here? Well, we are going to take a model that more than one manufacturer has made. Maybe 2, 3. Depends on how many's in the collection. And we're going to throw them together. We're going to compare them and see who did it better. Yes, there's going to be some bloodbaths. Yes, there's going to be a lot of unfair comparisons here. That's just kind of the way it works. It's kind of how we're going to start it off. We do have our S15 Liberty Walk Super Silhouette from Hot Wheels. This did debut in the Boulevard this year. This particular premium version of this casting, although the casting itself has been out for several years. We've seen, I think, 5 releases in the main line, which included a red edition, which was extremely difficult to get. Does have full metal, metal body, metal base, rubber tires, all that good stuff like that. Uses the 6 spokes, which looks pretty good. It is not an exact replica, 1-to-1 of the deco of the real one that it represents, but it's kind of a Hot Wheels version of the deco, which I think is perfectly fine. I think all the details and stuff do look good. They do have print all the way around on the top, sides, front, and back. So it's not like they cheaped out or anything. They just didn't put some of the decos on there that obviously the 1-to-1 has. Now, that car retails for about $7 US. Now, if you want to double that and go to about $15 US, you can get this one, which is the exact same model, the exact same S15 Super Silhouette. This one happens to be from Mini GT 434, although you probably won't be able to find this one nowadays for 15 bucks. Because it's been out for a little bit, but this was its original retail price of 15 bucks. This one has an enormous amount of print all over it. Not to mention, it's a very, very premium casting, multi-piece. The wing is a added-on piece. It's not molded into the body. Separate pieces for the interior. Wheels look fantastic. I think the wheels look really, really good on this particular model. The stance is really, really good as well, with the wheels sitting in the wheel gap. Base detail here, just nothing fancy. Done up relatively nice for a Mini GT. Mini GT typically doesn't have all the bases done up, although they are getting better and better with that. And then a massive diffuser in the back. There is the details in the back. Oops, sorry about that. A little bit of a focus issue. Here we go. Apologize about that. There are a little bit of red print inside the taillights, which is a big deal, which kind of really sets it apart. As far as the comparison between the two, the Mini GT one is significantly skinnier and longer than the Hot Wheels one. But you got to remember, the Hot Wheels one was originally made for the main line, so it's a little bit of an unfair comparison. That's just the way it's going to be. There's going to be some models that just don't have a fair comparison to the two. As far as like the castings, though, I do like the Hot Wheels one a little bit better in the front, just because it's a little bit wider. I just think it has a little bit better look to it. But that's pretty much it. I mean, the Mini GT one just absolutely knocks it out of the park. But like I said, it's double the price. Although that one will probably cost you nowadays. That one will probably cost you about 25 bucks now, maybe a little bit more, depending on where you get it from. All right, moving on to our very next Liberty Walk. This is the R35 and basically the exact same deco. Also done in Hot Wheels as well. This one is the Mini GT version, number 528. For this one also retailed for 15 bucks, which will be a little bit more nowadays, but that was its original retail price of $15 US. Full premiums all over it. Does have those added-on mirrors as well. The wing is an added-on piece in the back. Full decals all the way around, rubber tires, metal base as you'd expect. There's all the details on the bottom. Pretty average, straightforward for Mini GT. Now, its little comparo guy here actually has a little bit of an extra thing going for him. So this is the one that Hot Wheels did. It came out in Team Transport. This is actually the first time we've seen this particular Team Transport truck too. Not that it really matters, but it came in the transport truck. So pop this guy out, and then you just roll him out the back, pull him out. Now, Mini GT did also do a transporter for the one of the versions of the S15, but it was a completely different version of the S15. Well, different deco anyways, but there is some comparo there. There is the Hot Wheels version of the R35. This one does look pretty close, pretty accurate to the one we just looked at for Mini GT. It is the same body kit between the two, so it's pretty nice having the same body kit version. There's so many Liberty Walk versions of the GTR out there, it's just insanity. Lensed headlights on this particular casting. Again, this casting was originally designed to be a mainline model, and then of course it was made for premium to put in Team Transport. Team Transport does retail for $17 US now, so that is actually more expensive than the Mini GT itself. As far as the comparison between the two castings look pretty good, although I will tell you, once you see them from the front, everything changes, and you can actually see how skinny the Hot Wheels one is compared to a properly sized version here from Mini GT. The Hot Wheels one is perfectly fine on the width. It's just too skinny. I'm sorry, on the length, but it's too skinny. You can see it's just way too skinny. You can just see that the whole casting itself is just a little bit too skinny versus the Mini GT, which is spot on. The mirrors are pretty big on there as well. At least it has mirrors on it, but they are pretty big. And then details in the back, they both do have some pretty involved diffusers in the back. But again, this is another bloodbath kind of thing where it's really no comparison. The bodywork underneath looks surprisingly accurate though between the two. So that is a pretty good fit there. But despite the price being relatively similar, the Mini GT is still going to win out. It's just the way it's going to work. All right, last model we have here. This is the Land Rover Defender 90. This is the Matchbox mainline version. Talking $1.20 retail for this one. This was its very first release, deco in green. Definitely the most popular color for the press information for it. Now this model is, of course, for the mainline. There is no metal base or nothing, no rubber tires. There is the base Dietz P30. This does have a plastic roof. The whole section on the top is plastic. Plastic on the fenders and plastic underneath. Plastic on the spare tires. So this model is mostly plastic. Just the green you see is the only thing metal. It does have prints on the front and back, which looks good though, especially on the front. Headlights look very good. The Land Rover symbol on there looks pretty good as well. Now you can step up to the Majorette version. This is the Majorette Premium. This retails for about $7 in most international markets, somewhere around $7 based on their currency flow. If this was here in the US, it would probably be $4 or $5 probably. But this is a significant step up from the first one. For one, this has moving parts, so the doors do open on this particular casting. I do like this one a lot because it does have the actual arm, the bar for the window, which looks good. The window down. So, and obviously both doors do open up. They look pretty good. Nice, big, wide. Still has a plastic piece on the roof here, but that is just for the color brake. So you can get that nice white color brake on there. Of course, Matchbox does not do that because it would cost more money. The spare tire is an extra piece, which is actually not part of the interior or anything like that. On the Matchbox one, the spare tire is part of one of the interior pieces. Also, Majorette, you do get suspension, which is pretty nice. You get deco all the way around, lensed headlights on this one. So in this case, I prefer the painted headlights. Although the lens ones look good on this one, I think that the particular deco style for the Defender 90 is just a little bit too involved to use lensed headlights, in my opinion. Print on the top, prints on the front does say Defender, prints on the back as well for the taillights. Got your Land Rover logo on there as well. And then there is your base Dietz 166 scale. Again, it does have suspension in there. You can see the metal bar in there, which is the suspension. The only drawback for Majorette models is that it depends on what size of tire or wheel they use in order for you to get suspension or not. All right, if you want to take another step up, you can step up to Tarmac Works. This is Tarmac Works version of the Defender 90. This one does retail for about $16, $17, depending on your market. It is $16 here in the US. This was the very first release, so it's been out for a little bit. Does have a lot of premium parts, a lot of premium pieces. You can see there's even some print in the back window for the defogger. No, that's not a fingerprint. That's for the defogger. Does have a added on roof rack on the top. The ladder is added on as well. Rubber tires, vehicle specific wheels. So those are steelies that you specifically can get on the Land Rover. It has had a snorkel added on there. Side mirrors are added on. Those are extra pieces. Has lensed and printed headlights in the front, which look fantastic. Push bar on the front as well. Another added on piece. Defender print. The white part is actually part of the casting for this one, but it is painted so that it's separate, which I think is great. A little bit of silver print on the back for the, I guess you could call it diffuser, but it's more of the kind of the skid plate and the exhaust pieces. Defender on the spare tire, which is multicolor. Really, really good. That's also an added on piece on this side for the little, I think that's like a storage cubby. It's on the outside of the vehicle. It's kind of an interesting design, but I think it's actually pretty cool. Metal base as well. On this one, there is your Tarmax Works logo. Land Rover Defender 90 made in China. That one retails, like I said, about 16 or 17 bucks. So there you go. That is our pilot episode of Who Did It Better. Just kind of an idea that was presented to me some time ago by a buddy of mine. Never got around to it, so I kind of wanted to try it out. Like I said, this is our pilot episode. We'll see how this goes. You guys have suggestions, please drop a comment. Let me know some more suggestions. We'll try to get some more models on here. Other than that, don't get attached to that intro, by the way, because I don't really like it. So anyways, we're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Level and diecast.